the Shawshank Redemption. You know what I mean? It might take them 20 years, but they'll get through it eventually.
You just decided to send him this accident. I don't think that's bloody 20 years. You know, honestly, it's apparently, so I called the postman this morning, very nice, pleasant man. He's been on holiday for 2 weeks. There was a woman. Apparently, I didn't see her, but apparently someone did, and she looked a bit lost during that period of time. And it must be her what's done it. My dog must have barked a bit too loud. She got a bit upset. But the kids come round when they're putting the free newspaper in. It's a laugh a minute. She swipes it from this side. But I don't let her near me now in the morning. I'm very careful. We shut this door.
Yeah, all right.
Well, the point is just why I'm picking on poor defenseless women like me who owns a dog. You know, and all these terrible things like this to listen to all these neighbours walking the streets and disgusting things with people making little 10-year-old children. And there's nothing better to do than stand letters like this about a defenseless dog that's only protecting its own property in the house, indoors, not outside.
Did you post when you collared the postman? Did you say?
He said I'm going to go in the office this morning and tell him the dog's fine.
Did you say have you complained about my dog?
I did.
And what did he say?
He said very little at first, and I said.
Oh.
Then he said, well. I said, it was dated the 14th of this month, and I didn't get around to reading it, and I was really upset. My heart rate was gone, because I had to jump up quick to catch him, you know, and shout, oh, excuse me, you know, take the chain off, open the other bloody door, you know, and open that door. But,
if you stand up quickly, sometimes you go a little bit dizzy.
Yeah, I've got hypertension, I've got very low blood pressure.
I've got that,
yeah, it's not nice, is it, James?
It's quite nice sometimes.
It's not, you have to put your legs up sometimes over the settee to get all the oxygen back down and the blood back supply to you.
All right, don't get, yes.
Yeah, I have to been doing it for years, I'll tell you. I'm not a pretty sight, but I must look better than bloody John Prescott.
Well, I was just going to say, is John, and bear in mind, you've got to take a lot of things into account now. You've got to take into account his rough working class, you know, craggy sort of physique.
Yeah, it's a bit rough, yeah.
And the power, you see.
He's younger than
Well, no, but you see, it's the power. It's the power. The man is...
Behave yourself in the office if she's after promotion. You two watch yourselves, or you'll be on the next in the newspapers.
So, but listen, could you see yourself?
John Prescott, I thought 70 is better looking than him. This time, he's 70 in August and he's better looking. He had no chance than Prescott.
No, Prescott's horrible.
But he's got no money, I tell you. He took it all off, didn't he? So what can you do? You won't get another woman. You'll never give him any money.
Dorothy, while you've been speaking, and you certainly have, yes, a couple of messages have come in. David.
What are the compliments again?
Well, no, but it just shows that you've developed your own following here. David Swinton says, if the Dorothy you're speaking to is the Dorothy, and I think that goes without saying, can you get an update on the mystery actress in the basement flat?
I wish to God I could, and I wish that, you know Wilfred, is he called Sydney or Wilfred? I thought Sydney could help me out.
Yeah, Sydney.
I thought about Sydney the other night. I said to John, he's my man, because he knows all the old film stars, and Sydney's my man.
Well, listen, Dave says he can't sleep for wondering, and Sue in Denton says, please ask her if it's D'Ancelento.
No.
No?
Not like that, no. It's something like John or Jean or Mary or Alice or Edna or Edith or
Philomena.
Well, no. It's just, I mean, Googie Withers, I thought, no, not Googie. Did Googie Withers do the governor of the prison?
Yeah.
No, she's too sharp-featured.
All right,
no, she's round-featured, this woman.
Okay, it's not Kay Callard.
No. It's annoying me, James, because I'm normally pretty good with my memory.
Yeah.
You know, I do have a pretty good long-term memory. Short-term, I walk around the kitchen like a dog. I don't know what I've got in for.
That's what happens.
That's part of my mental state and the age, you know.
Yeah. You can remember Zeppelin raids, but, you know, as if they were...
John can.
But you can't remember what you had for tea last night.
I don't mind the age being known. I'm lucky for my age. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Well, John thinks I am.
Right, that's smashing that. I was just... Right, well, I'm glad that it's all sorted out with the post office, but
But that isn't it terrible?
a train, put his feet up on the bench.
There's been so many incidents, man. So the answers.
Are you ready for this?
Go on.
Fined £1,000.
Oh my God. I can believe it, you know. I see Dad was searching my home here, and I look at him and I think, I'm going to take a photo of you, and I think, oh, what for you? And deliberately bringing the dogs out to poo. But where are these people with the tickets? They're not there.
Well, listen, a mate of mine he's got a few bob, to be fair. He watched, how can I put this? This man has got a long career associated with professional football in one way or another. Anyway,
Oh, you're not name dropping that.
I'm not mentioning any names.
No, we don't do that.
So
I won't tell you that gets Tom Jones
Okay, let's say he's.
on King Street in 1966.
Let us say that he's been long associated. He's had a very successful career. Some of it involving football, whilst at the same time being arguably the worst footballer ever put a pair of boots on.
Oh,
Which
really?
you would freak out me.
Oh, dear me, I think I might be guessing who he is.
No names, no patches.
No, he's not from this country either. Go on.
No, he is.
Oh,
Yeah.
Go on.
But listen, he was rather disappointed that the bloke came up and jumped out of his big flash car outside my mate's front gate, and there's a little bit of a village green opposite. His dog does a wallaby
we
impression.
have a village green up his house.
Hey?
Well, it's not a village green, it's not a football pitch.
What's she talking?
We have a little village green up his house.
No, that's not it's a roundabout, that. It's not a village green. Anyway, will you shut your face while I tell you this?
Go on.
He gets out of his big push car, gets his dog out. The dog does a wallaby, right?
Yeah.
Right, a great big, like a big walnut whip. Anyway, and because my mate is very well up in, very knowledgeable in football, he recognises the bloke as a Bolton Wanderers player. Yeah. Anyway, he got done for it. He got fined. Which one was it? I can't remember which one it was now.
Is it so £1,000?
£50 started in there.
Is it? Well,
It says £1,000 where I live.
Well, if you look at 5,000, lots of poo, just like first in our house then. I'll tell you what, the more
Do you
I
know?
people when you answer.
Dorothy.
The more you describe where you live, the more I fancy getting a plate of pasta.
Actually, I'm open access to the senior civic centre from where I am, and I'm sitting all day. Go on.
Someone's just been on the phone, and I don't know whether they're having a laugh with me. And I don't want to start Monday night all over again, but is it Googie Withers?
No.
No, don't do.
What are you saying upstairs?
I'll put Googie in
He's
Google.
trying to join it. What are you saying, John?
Oh, this is madness.
We're going to flip.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he's going to move. Well, he's been threatening that for 40 odd years. He won't go, though.
Well, listen, I might just get like a little weekend cottage up there.
It's not bad.
Yeah, no, it sounds very nice. Yeah, you can see the civic centre and the places for the
It
dog
looks
park.
like an old Roman fortress. It's concrete. It looks horrible
Right.
from where I'm standing. Yeah.
Well, listen, Dorothy, we're going to have to go now because,
know.
yeah, right. So we'll continue the search.
Well, I hope Sydney can help.
Right, I'm glad that the dog's not being impounded.
Well, that's a bit dangerous. Don't do it next for sitting on a whole rug in her own house. How pathetic.
Right, thank you very much indeed. Listen, take it easy now, calm down.
Oh, I have to take my Valium.
I was going to say, time for your tablets now, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's an early one, Jay.
I've just rifted then, a little earlier than planned. Thank you. Dorothy, thank you. The search, blimey, the search continues for Dorothy's mystery actress. Thanks. What was I going to do? I've completely forgotten.
See.
Yeah, I'll have a break, right. And then, it just gets better and better. So we're going to talk to Phil, Clint, whatever, you name it. We'll see who he is. He is a master of disguise, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Right, this is Key 103, James H. Reeve here. Just a reminder, if you've just joined us, then the news is that if you were frightened out of your wits at about 9:15, then that was part of the topping out ceremony for the Botham Tower, which is...
Eden Tower.
Is it? Okay then, be that as it may. And that was the topping out ceremony, and there was a magnificent fireworks display, which would have been, I think Field Marshal Douglas Haig would have been proud of it. Luckily it didn't set the building on fire, which would have been very, very embarrassing. So that's it. But the furthest reports we've had so far is somebody heard it in Partington,
Join Mace on a once-in-a-lifetime trip to the Big Apple. Listen to Toolin in the morning every day at 8:10 when he'll reveal the double daily artist. Listen between 9 and 5 and call us when we play 2 songs back-to-back by that artist with Continental Airlines flying double daily from Manchester to New York. Key 103. On Bank Holiday Monday the 29th of May, head to Newcastle Gateshead Quayside for the massive Freevolution Music Festival. This is a free event featuring Hi-Fi, The Goatee, Graham Coxon, Awesome, The Proclaimers, Richie Havens and many more. Freevolution is part of Orange Evolution, which runs from the 18th to the 29th of May. For full details, visit orangeevolution.co.uk. It's the perfect reason to visit Newcastle Gateshead. Freevolution, Bank Holiday Monday the 29th of May.
Okay, before we start rehearsing, are there any questions about the script?
Yeah, it says I'm running waving a gun.
That's gun. Got smeared on the print.
Oh, how do we know?
Right.
Yeah, sure, it's our job as actors to explore the true meaning of gub. Is it a gub? Is it a bub? Is that
Don't print smears and smudges.
Print with original HP cartridges. Then you know every print will be as crisp and clear as the last.
Then it says I break down frying.
That's crying?
For reliable printing, choose original HP cartridges. HP. Invent. To get free broadband forever. Just answer this simple question. Can you find your way to the car phone warehouse? See, TalkTalk, their home phone company, will give you up to 8 meg broadband free forever with their new Talk 3 home phone package. So you'll never have to pay to use the internet again. Sign up today at the car phone warehouse. TalkTalk. Free forever. One-off connection fee, line rental, fair use, minimum contract terms and conditions apply. Subject to availability.
We find phones ringing bothersome. Do you? Then join the inbound call centre team at Pearson VUE. We're recruiting people to receive calls booking individuals to take computer-based assessments, such as their driving theory test. It's an extremely fun environment with superb benefits, including excellent pension schemes, private healthcare, childcare vouchers and gym discounts. So if you're interested in working for a company that cares for you, log on to the Key 103 website and find out about Pearson VUE.
And this is the kitchen. Oh, Jane! I went to that domestic appliance store in Oldham you told me about. What did you think? It was amazing. They do everything. Washing machines, dishwashers, tumble dryers, fridges, freezers, gas and electric cookers, built-in ovens, hobs, hoods and loads of those big range cookers, even American fridge freezers, all on display at discount prices. Probably deliver tomorrow for free as well.
At those prices you can afford the best.
I send everyone to direct discounts. Next to MFI on Manchester Street, Oldham.
This is what it sounds like when you book a Cosmos holiday online. And this is what it feels like. Loads of flights departing from Manchester and our lowest prices online, you'll find a holiday that's right for you at cosmosholidays.co.uk.
Key 103 are bringing X Factor winner Shane Ward back to Manchester. Tickets go on sale this Friday, so don't miss out. Call the Key 103 ticket line on 08701 223 103 or book online at allow.com. Shane Ward, live at the MEN Arena on Friday the 9th of February 2007, only with Manchester's official concert station. Key 103, the James H. Reed phone in on Key 103. Call now on 0161 288 0103.
Okay, it's a very entertaining
Damon. This government is worse than
Sorry, did you wish to elaborate?
Well, look, we've got the Iraq situation. We've got Blair's shameless toadying of the bush. In the last few weeks there's been the paying for a peerage scandal. Now there's the scandal of the over 1,000 illegal immigrant criminals who've been released and they've not been deported and they just disappeared into nowhere. A couple of months ago we had Shelley Blair spending $7 grand of taxpayers' money on a hairstylist. Now we've got Prescott's affair. Prescott was the man who was in charge of council tax, he probably still is, and then he wasn't paying council tax for 8 years.
He did pay what was considered to be an inappropriate rate.
So he owed 8 years worth of council tax.
I think that the trouble with this is, this is a pleasant change to be speaking to you. I mean, I wouldn't say it's an equal, don't run away with that idea for a moment, but on a reasonable basis. In that the rather disturbing thing is virtually everything that you've described
It's true.
is true.
Absolutely.
And has an equivalent under the
Conservative regime.
Yeah, the Thatcher Major regime, which ended in, it just stank to the heavens.
Was any scientist such as David Kelly murdered by the Secret Services under the Thatcher regime?
No.
And what about the Bernie Ecclestone affair?
What about it? He's not murdered anybody, has he?
No, but Labour. They took lots of money off Bernie Ecclestone. What about all the Mandelson scandals? What about the David Blunkett scandals? What about the Blairs using a notorious fraudster from Australia to buy apartments on the cheap, yeah? And what about a couple of months ago, there was the Tessa Giles husband scandal. Allegedly, he's been taking bribes off Silvio Berlusconi, one of the most corrupt politicians in the Western world.
That's being alleged in Italy.
Yeah. The same Tessa Giles who wanted super casinos in the most deprived areas of the UK.
Yeah,
This government is the most insidious, wicked government probably of the last 100 years. It's disgusting. It's venal. It's immoral, completely, utterly immoral. It's sickening.
I have to say that if 9 years ago you'd have told me that I would have come to this conclusion...
So you conclude that I'm right, do you?
I wouldn't
You've got the same conclusion as me?
Yes. I reluctantly acknowledge that I am thinking along not dissimilar lines to yourself. But listen, this is the disappointing thing. That this downward spiral seems to be irreversible. In that after the collapse, the implosion of John Major's government, and then of course we learn later that this was the government of back to basics and whatnot. And we learn later, thanks to Edwina Curry, who really, I don't know how she gets away with it, frankly, but we learn that even John Major was up to tricks behind Homer's back.
Yeah, but they were sleazy in a far less sinister way. I mean, they would almost like carry on bonking, weren't they, and carry on being corrupt. I mean, look at the Hamiltons. They've made a vaudevillian comedy act out of being bent. But Labour are sleazy in a whole different way. They're just like a kind of a corporate sleaze.
Well, I wonder if you go back over the Thatcher business. It was one thing after another. Cecil Parkinson, supposedly a close advisor of Thatcher, ended up getting his secretary up the stick. Sarah Keyes, yeah. And then
she had a handicapped kid.
That's right. And he wasn't paying any maintenance. He wouldn't give her any money.
But do you not think that the Thatcher era was almost like sleaze in an Ealing comedy kind of way, whereas this Blairite sleaze is it's on a different level. It's far more sinister. It's just far more shameless.
Well, it's an interesting comparison. They always used to say that the Tory scandals were about sex and Labour scandals were about money, but they seem to have sort of evened things out now. They've balanced things up. Both parties now.
That they have evened themselves out, but they've evened themselves out as the more Labour or New Labour has become to resemble the Conservatives, or become even more conservative than the Conservatives ever were.
Need we quote you the last line of Animal Farm?
No, please do. I've never read the book.
You've never read the book?
No.
He looked from the men to the pigs, and from the pigs back to the men, and found he could no longer tell the difference.
Yeah, well, that's the way it goes.
And that's the disappointing thing, because, listen, the Thatcher years and then his feeble bumbling away, John Major attempted to perpetuate them from it, were all about morality and there is no such thing as society and personal responsibility. And then we found out everyone was pinching and shagging left, right and centre.
Yeah.
And then Tony Blair comes and says, right. And he said, we're doing away with all this. And everyone thought, yes. Because it felt, by 1997, it felt as if we were living under...
Well, didn't they have
Listen to me!
Okay, boss.
As if we were living under Louis XVIII.
Yeah.
Okay? So it was time to get rid of all this crap. He comes, right, this whiter than white, and everybody thought, oh, yes, please. And in 9 years, it seems...
It's got worse.
Yes. Now, whether this is an inevitable and irresistible historical trend, that it's beginning to look as if that is the case. Now, the Tories are still a joke, they're still hilarious, but they're doing what everybody does, which
they're trying to copy Labour now.
Well,
Labour
But all they do is wait, and eventually, one way or another, the government collapses, doesn't it? If you wait long enough. In 1983, the Labour Party was declared by no less an authority than the Daily Mail to be dead and buried. 14 years later, it's got the biggest majority since 1945. Okay, but similarly, the last rights have been read over the Tory Party. But apparently, are they in front of Labour in the latest opinion poll? Jackie just helpfully shrugged her shoulders and carried on reading an article about negligees.
Well, that's great. Yeah. But look, Reeve, don't you feel that when Blair won the election, people were so dissatisfied with the Conservatives, that's why he got the landslide, and rather than capitalising on that and doing what people wanted, he emulated the Conservatives. It's as if in his own head he thought, well, they must have done something right to be there for 19 years, so I think I'll just copy what they did. Only I'll go one step further and be even more right-wing.
Well, it certainly hasn't become the socialist utopia.
Yeah, but does it amaze you that a man like Blair, who professes to be religious, such a pious son of a bitch, and yet he's the most venal, unprincipled person probably in politics? I mean, he makes Alan Bastard look like a choir boy.
I don't know whether that is my view. I think in some areas he is sincere.
Oh, come on.
I think, now listen, I think he has learnt that there are certain things you have to do, certain poses you have to strike, certain tactics you have to adopt. And surprisingly, everyone said he is the consummate politician. He's survived so many bad performances in one department or another by being a masterful politician. But he isn't. No, but listen, he isn't. He must know. People don't do that. Oh, that's yellow card. That's right. Okay. Now then, he doesn't. If you remember, when you knew the game was up with the Tories, was when people like who they at the time thought were perhaps the decent face of the last chance of Toryism, like Portillo, and there were one or two others with him who that you don't hear about now. But anyway, people like that. Who again, he had a certain amount of form in the trouser department.
Oh, he did,
didn't he? Right.
Yeah.
So
he was well into back to basics.
Yeah. Well, they were putting them on question time, and worse, people weren't getting angry. People weren't shouting out. People weren't demanding answers from them. People were just laughing at them. And when that started, you thought,
the end,
oh dear me, right? That is below the waterline, that one.
Yeah, but
that's the worst thing, when people just laugh out loud.
I know. It's like when you're on stage, lots of people laugh, and you probably wonder whether they're laughing at you or whether they're laughing with you because you're such a funny guy.
Well, I don't wonder for a moment.
For you, I suppose.
I don't wonder for an instant, because I know it's my finding craft of stage humour.
You are. You're brilliant. I love you. But look, going back, look at Labour. Look at people like John Prescott and Blunkett. Don't they make you sick? Wouldn't you? You wouldn't want to meet them, would you? You wouldn't want to talk to them. You wouldn't want to know them.
The thought of John Prescott kneeling up, that does make me feel a bit bilious, actually.
And Blunkett, what a hypocrite. You'd think a cripple or a blind man would actually have some decency,